Will your plants survive while you are away for several weeks? Because the last things you want when you come back from vacation is having to count the number of deaths. But in this video I will show you how I prepare my plants to avoid losing them. So here we go. I remember when I was a beginner, at the end of vacation I was always stressed. Not because going back to school, but more as I knew my plants would most likely be damaged. Because at that time, when I was away, I was asking my neighbor or even my grandparents to take care of the plants, and I knew something was about to happen because they don't know what to do exactly, and even if I provide them the best advice, the good water, there was always something. They run out of proper water. They use tap water. Okay, so that's not good water. They water too much. It's just soggy, almost like a mud, and the plants just go yellow and start dying. Or maybe they just forgot about it because they have cactus. And they don't water it, and then all the picture dry out, and even the plants will take several months to come back. So, and I'm not even talking about like their pets that would just try to eat a leaf just to see the taste of it, I guess. So anyway, that was not really pleasant to come back and always having this feeling in my guts. Oh, I hope my plants survive, my dear plants survive. Oh, speaking of proper water, I will put a link to the video I did on that. It will greatly improve the success that you will have with carnivorous plants. Okay, let's go back to the topic. First, you can see all the plants are in a tray. That's really convenient because just before leaving, I would just fill up the tray almost at the maximum capacity with water. So even with like evaporation, it won't be dry quickly. It will last at least, I would say, 2-3 weeks. And yes, that's gonna be over-watering the first week, but as it will slowly dry and around the end it will be mainly dry, all the substrate will dry too, so it's like a big rain, I would say, a big rainy month, a lot, too much of water at the beginning, but after 10 days I would say it's gonna be okay, and the last 10 days or maybe 20 days that's gonna start drying out, but your plants will just be fine with that. Oh, quick tips. Don't specially fill the water directly from the tray. What you want is really the substrate to be moist. Especially with lice sphagnum moss, you want to put the water from the top of the pot so the lice sphagnum moss is really soaked. If you usually grow your plants in full sun, I would advise you to maybe shade a little bit. Avoid the full sun because as nobody will water it, it can go dry way too much. So for me, for example, okay, that's gonna be it. So I will just shade it a little bit. So that's gonna be better for the plants. Sure, it will be less bright, but less evaporation, so it's a kind of a good sacrifice to do. If you have blinds like me, that's gonna be helpful. But if you don't, just put them away from the windows a little bit, away from direct sunlight, and that should be just great. Before showing you the last thing I do to prepare my plants, I would like to ask you a service. Could you like this video, please? and consider subscribing using the notification. That's the best way for you to see my next video. And if you know somebody that is about to go on holiday soon, share this video to this person and hopefully it will save plants' lives. So here is one of my tray. As you see, it's really moist and really green, thanks for the light sphagnum, but it will go drier if there is too much evaporation of the water in the tray. As you see here, there is always water on the tray. So that's what we will want to keep. And maybe doing your best to avoid open air water, because that's where the evaporation will happen. Here, as all the pots are beside each other, there is low evaporation. But on the open water like that, evaporation here will be really massive. So I will try my best to use aluminum foil just to cover it. And here, that's gonna be the exact same thing. It's not really water on the bottom, but that's a mix of cocoa husk, long fiber, sphagnum dried, and with the top of live sphagnum. It keeps a lot of humidity, but it will dry, and the live sphagnum won't like it. Here again, I will fill with a lot of water and then covering it. The sphagnum won't like being on the dark, but that's something I can live with it. Versus just losing too much of pictures. As you see, there is one picture that is coming, a second one, and here just 1, 2, and 3. So I would do whatever it takes to avoid losing these 5 future pictures. Especially since this one, the last one, was so big and so beautiful. I really want to have all the possible chance to keep this alive. So in this tray, it's dead sphagnum with cocoa husk and live sphagnum on the top. And I'm growing Utricularia here. Even on this will dry slower than open water, slower than just cocoa husk and dead sphagnum, but it will still dry. That's why I will cover all with aluminum foil, and hopefully that's gonna be working great. And you'll see in 3 weeks, because I will be away for 3 weeks, how it goes. If the plant survived, using my technique, I would say, or not. Okay, it's done. I know that can look silly, and some comments will probably tell me, oh, it's overkill. You can just leave your plants and they will be just fine. What I would reply to this kind of comments is for the price of 3 sheets of aluminum foil, plus me spending 10 minutes, if that's the price I have to pay to make sure all my plants are alive when I'm back, just enjoying the vacation and relaxing, and I know that going back home, everything gonna be okay. I think that's the extra mile I would do. But please, if you have comments or technique or that you do, tell me in the comments, and yeah, I will be happy to learn from you too. So, in 3 weeks, I will show you how these plants evolved when I'm back from holiday, and hopefully everything gonna be okay. Okay, it's been 3 weeks since I filmed the first part of this video, and as you see, all the plants are doing quite fine compared to if they were really left alone for 3 weeks without any kind of care. So, still good. Still some things to take care of, like the live sphagnum, and you'll see when I will put you closer. First, I will unwrap everything on camera for you, and you'll see how it's under that. Okay, the first tray. First, you can notice, sadly, the pitcher didn't grow. I have big new leaf for sure, and you can see that it's starting to slowly vine, which is really good. I have another big leaf here, but I guess this one won't do a pitcher because of the dryness. But I have good hope for this big one, and this should be just fine. As you see, even the live sphagnum that was on the top stayed moist, green, alive. So my plan worked just fine. It's kind of humid, moist, but most of the water is gone now, which is good. I keep it this way normally. Okay, the second tray now. Okay, as for the other tray, the live sphagnum that was covered is still green. Looks a little bit sad to me, but still green and happy. But look at the live sphagnum on the top of the moss, the one that was not protected. This is really dry. Still, most of it is still alive. And finally, the last tray. As you see, it's still really green. I'm really happy about that. It's probably because I fill the tray at maximum. 3 weeks ago, it was 5 centimeters of water inside the tray. But now, after 3 weeks, it's not even 1. I would say I could not really live more than 3 weeks with this kind of setup, but it's no big deal. So now that everything is okay, most of the plants are good, and even most of the live sphagnum is still great. We still have work to do. Mainly putting a lot of moisture around these pitchers if we want them to continue growing and have a proper pitcher. We'll have to moist it enough to be moist inside. So I will just spray them like every day, every single day for at least a week or so. And same for the sphagnum. It's still alive, some parts are. So if I moist it enough, it will grow back and be green again. And that's about it. So I will put you closer and I will spray all the pitcher. I will show you what can happen if the pitcher that was about to open got too dry, as it was during this vacation. This pitcher was about to open 3 weeks ago, and everything got too dry for it. So the top of the pitcher had hard time to really properly unstick, and it finally gets stuck, and the pitcher will maybe continue growing, but that's gonna be hard to have a proper big pitcher as the pitcher you can see beside. Okay, for the first one and the second one. Like a good soak. Don't be shy. After what they've been through, it's good. Quick tip, most of the pitcher will kind of dry from inside. Inside there is always some liquid to catch the insects.
to digest the insect. But if everything is really dry around, even this liquid will kind of get thicker and finally disappear. So what I will do is put water back inside the pitcher, just to make sure the pitcher is as good as possible. And finally, a good spray. Especially the Lyssphagnum, you want it to be really moist again. And be generous, like every single leaf should be moist, every single pitcher should have enough water to maybe continue to grow. And that's about it. Second tray, really like the other, but with special care of the kind of a dead sphagnum. And the final touch, a good spray on everyone, and that's it.
One last thing, as I wanted to don't spend money being in vacation, I shut down the AC, the air conditioning. That's why the temperature slowly build up. These plants are on the second floor, so all the heat just go on the higher floor, and it slowly build up until 29 degrees. That's a lot. The good thing is, usually with the AC, it's 24 degrees, but the humidity is about 50% because of the AC. But without the AC, what I just noticed is the humidity was 60 to 65%, so it was really more lowland condition. So some plants will accept that, some won't really like it. Just take care of the plants you have on your windowsill. Maybe what you want is to continue maintaining the AC when you're not in your house. Maybe it's just during the night. If you, most of the species will accept really hot and humid temperature if there is a cooling during the night, especially the island. So maybe that's what I will do next time. I will set the AC for having like 20 degrees during the night and maybe leaving it until 29 during the day. So I will see. I plan to do more and more video because just the vacation during winter is just not the same as you imagine. So if you enjoyed this video, please like and share, and if you grow your Nepenthes on your windowsill and you want to show us how you do that, please contact me and I will be really happy to interview you and to show other growers how you grow your Nepenthes. So until next time, happy growing!